So we're at the very beginning here of a conversion that I've been wanting to do for quite a while for some of my, for a group I was going to make of Commando type soldiers, right? Creature commandos, if you would, but not the creature commandos that you normally think of. Maybe something different, right? Something a little bit more heavy duty. I had this buck laying around, and it was of a figure, I think he's called Barrett from Final Fantasy, but that figure from Bro Toys was very old, and you know, some of the things just started to look wonky on it. So I started to I'm going to start to kit bash, paint, customize some of the stuff to go together. Number one, I took this face of Sabertooth and I started to color it up a little better, right? Started to make it look nicer and give it some deeper color to make. Now here's the problem with this head. You see the size of that hole right there? I'm going to have to fix that because that will not fit on this tiny little peg right here. But I can fix that. I'm going to have to get some green stuff, measure that, put it in there, glue it into there, and then make it fit a custom joint there with this right there. Not only that, these boots, I was going to use them initially, but I was like, well, I want them to be more creatureified, if that makes any sense. So I am going to give them Sabertooth's feet. I guess this is going to be like a Sabertooth after all. The only problem is this, you know, like I said, these that doesn't fit in there. We're going to have to do some work on that. But I also want him to have the capability of holding firearms. So we're going to have to find a way to get another hand that resembles this one. And I'm thinking maybe I can get one from a WWE wrestler. So anyways, that's where we're starting with this. I've already started on some work, like I said, painting the head. I'm going to start digging into these arms right here. And then we're going to have to find a way to, you know, drill some holes into this and make this foot fit into here. We'll figure it out. We've got creative minds. Anyways, I'll see you back next time and give you an update. All right, new challenge. So this is the neck piece. So what we're going to do in order to make this work really well, instead of trying to get the estimation off of that, we're going to fill this up with green stuff at the bottom and then insert the neck piece into there. And then that way we'll just have a better idea of where that is going to fit into this body, right in the top there. And then not only that, we have to figure out a way, and I've already got a way actually, I'm just tinkering around with it. We need to figure out a way to fit these feet here into, are we going to use the boots to make it work? Or what, are we going to create something that goes into here with green stuff and make it work? We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. But that's where we are right now. That's our next steps. The hands are almost done. I've already drilled the holes right in there. They work great now. So, wow, that was actually pretty simple. So let's keep going. All right, so I think I figured out a way to make the transition from the boot to those Marvel crazy feet, right? We're going to, actually they're going to look like that. These are just going to cover the top part of his feet right there. And then his kind of like the claws are going to stick out on their own, right? So this is just kind of a cover. He's still going to have his feet down there below and everything. And this is just like a cover to his feet. And the boots will, you know, you can tuck in the pants in there. But we're going to have to build at a green stuff a landing for those pins to fit right in there. It's not a big deal. We can do that easy enough. And yeah, we're going to get down to it. It's going to be fun. I know it looks silly right now, this covering that right there, but we're going to glue it on. It's going to look pretty good, I think. All right, here we go. So there you go. We've just created a joint for those feet, and you notice that they're the same height. That's very important as well. We've captured the joint. The joint does move, but I'm not going to move it around right now. In order to make sure that that joint moves and doesn't get grabbed by the green stuff, you need to put a tiny bit of Vaseline on that joint before you stick it in there to have some lubrication. Once it's trapped in there, move it around a little bit just to make sure that it can move and it won't be captured. That way you can have some movement there and move on from that. But there you go. Now we got to do his head to get the same kind of a joint effect. This one's going to have to be more dynamic than these though. We'll see. All right, so here's a quick update as to where we are. You can see I do got to do some painting on him, but here's his feet glued together with his boot. Yes, the peg is in there ready to peg it into that bottom port down there. So it's been set up with the green stuff that's hooked on there. Very similar to this. So let me see if I can get that. So I built up the port on his head there. I just finished painting that. You won't see any of that mess anyways. It'll be covered up by the peg hole that fits onto the neck. So you won't ever see all that crazy joint work that I did there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to fit. And so I don't know if you guys can see in there or not, but here's his joint and it is sealed up by that joint that I made down there. So, all right. Next time you see him, might be done. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so here he is complete and standing next to his old pal Marvel Legends. Some would consider one of the best Sabertooths ever produced by Hasbro. And here's kind of my version of them. They both look great, actually. Just that in my reality, that guy would be what he would look like. So there's that size comparison. Let's get another one. And here he is standing next to a G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. A little bit taller than the Classified series. Let me go get a taller Classified series figure. There we have a Destro. I think that he scales actually pretty well. You know, Sabertooth's supposed to be a big kind of creature. And Destro is a taller Joe Classified. So there you go. Just comparing them real quick to get some different scales there for you. So ultimately, there you go. I'm very happy with the way this guy turned out. Yeah, I really enjoyed putting him together. I knew I was going to I was supposed to be working on the Major Maxim, but I don't know. So, sometimes when you get hit with that, creative bug, you just got to go on ahead and do it and knock it out while the iron's hot, I guess, where you're, motivated to get it done. And I really like it. So I gave him a little weapon there, but most of the times, as you guys know, Sabertooth likes to just tear it up with his hands. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you like it, if you don't like it, if you'd have done something different. One final quick comparison with Colonel Logan there for Valaverse. Anyways, let me know if you like it. If you don't, if you're liking these shenanigans, these customs every once in a while, the reviews, the hunts, why not like, why not subscribe? Worst that can happen is the the YouTube algorithm can recommend you more toy channels for you guys to enjoy. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling these out.